Hello. My name is Victoria Alfreda. Welcome to another episode of Knowing God Through the Bible. The Spirit of God is sending me to someone who is going through loss today. Maybe you're upset because something has left your life, Or maybe a person that you liked so much walked away out of your life suddenly. A door that you were really expectant maybe has suddenly closed. No hopes, all hopes crushed. Or is it something that you've been praying for and didn't work out, has not been working out? The Spirit of the Lord is saying to you today, God did not just remove that situation from your life. He has already replaced it. The Spirit of God is telling me to tell you that when the replacement from God finally arrives, you're going to realize something very surprising. You will not even miss what you've lost. This is your word for today. So keep the faith. You want to know why? Because sometimes the things that you're crying over today are the very things that God is protecting you from them tomorrow. You may be grieving about something right now. Maybe it was a relationship you thought would last forever. You were in love, you were happy, you were so committed, you gave it your all and had very, very high expectations. But suddenly it's ended, it's finished. Or maybe it was an opportunity that you gave all your heart, You gave every fiber of your being. You were so into it and actually believed that the opportunity was meant for you. But somebody else got it, maybe a job. Or maybe it is just a door that you've been praying for, fasted about, talked to God about. And suddenly that door closed. Somebody else got it and you didn't. And most of the times when these kind of things happen, the first thing we always ask is, God, why me? Why did this happen? But the truth of the matter is that sometimes God removes things from our lives, not to punish us, but to position us for His blessing. The Bible reminds us that in Romans chapter 8, verse 28, that it says all things work together for good. And that includes all the doors that might have closed, includes all the people that might have walked away. It includes all the opportunities that did not work out, and even all the losses that you may be facing. Sometimes what looks like a loss to you is actually God clearing space for something bigger and better. There's a very powerful truth in Isaiah chapter 43, verses 19, where God tells us that, see, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? This is a moment of encouragement. In other words, in this verse, God is saying, stop staring at what I already removed and focus on what I'm working on, something new. He's working on something new. We have been called as believers to totally trust, wholeheartedly surrender to God. But the problem is that many people stay stuck, mourning about what has already left, instead of preparing room for what God is sending our way, for what God has already released into our lives. And this is something that you need to understand, brethren. God will never remove something without a purpose. Sometimes He removes people who are quietly draining your peace. You just may never know. Sometimes He removes the opportunities that would have taken you away, far away from your calling, from what He desires of you. Sometimes He closes doors that look so good to you, but lead somewhere that was never meant for you. They lead to distraction. He just takes away all distractions from your path. Trust in God. In this moment, you may be seeing loss, but God is seeing protection. In this moment, you may be seeing an ending, but God sees replacement. And that's why the Bible says in Jeremiah chapter 29, verses 11, "For I alone know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." You can take to the bank. You can always trust God. His plan for you was never to end in that loss that you're facing right now. He's telling you today that he has good plans for you. And one day something is going to enter your life. Sis, bro, maybe a new opportunity, maybe a new relationship or a new season. And then suddenly you will understand why all the things happened the way they did. Why all the loss was necessary. Why you went through all the loss and all that. You'll actually look back and realize that if God didn't remove that, I would have never had received this. You will realize that what you are crying over was not God's best for you. Because when God restores, when he does, he goes all the way. He does not restore halfway. You can always put your faith in God. The Bible says in Joel chapter 2, verses 25, "I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten." That means God knows how to give back what life had sent to take away. He knows how to heal what was broken. You can trust him. He knows how to replace what has been lost over the years. So if something has left your life recently, today, yesterday, last week, 3 years ago, hear me. Don't chase what God removed. Don't start begging for doors that God has already closed. Just trust that he knows how to replace what you've lost. Trust him completely with all of your heart. And when his replacement arrives, you will realize that you did not lose. God was in fact making a bigger, greater door open for you. That is my encouragement for you today. I love you all with the love of Christ. If my messages have blessed you, share with someone. Until next time, bye.